I've had people before was like, Kris, why aren't you why don't you take this class, or why don't you go to these conferences, or why don't you try to look? I didn't do subcontract work for 3 years.
Welcome back to Blacktop Banter. This is Marvin. I got a guest today. We're quarantined somewhat, not quite, but kind of not. We got to work. That's all there is to it. And I really just wanted to start off and give some shout outs. I got to give a shout out to Roland McCarthy, my dude up in Canada. He hit me up with some questions, and just got to give that dude a shout out. He's getting ready to start out. He had some questions about getting started out. So I always got to give a shout out, dude. So I'm going to introduce our first guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself. He's our only guest today. He's the first guest I had really from the South, probably deep South. Let's give a shout out to Kris Love. Kris, tell us about you, man. Tell us about your business.
Excellent, brother. I appreciate it. I started Love's Asphalt on the top end of 2015. We started with about $600 in the old bank account, man, and I was going for broke or going for fame, one or the other, and did a whole bunch of borrowing of some equipment, scraped up the rest of the funds to do a small seal coat job, a 1,500 square foot seal coat job. Did it by hand, and it took me about 14 hours to do, and we just built from that, and we turned it from 600 to 600,000 and then pushing $1 million in 5 years this month. And it's been a long road, man. We went from operating out of a little 8x8 shed to having an 8,000 square foot warehouse, 2,000 square foot office, from 2 staff members to 8. So, and we did it with nothing, no financing, no investors, no mom and dad, no nothing. I am second generation, but goddamn, to get $1 out of my dad would be like, you'd be better getting struck by lightning. So
I hear you on that one, man. So that's kind of where you and I meet in what we've talked about, is that we built it both on our own and built it from the bottom up. I got to ask you about getting started. I know how you got started, and I remember the picture. I think it was 2 Ford trucks with totes or tanks in the back, and I've seen that picture now a few times.
Oh no, man, that was an upgrade. That picture I posted, that was actually an upgrade from how I started, but we'll get into that.
Well, go ahead. Why don't you give us a beat on how you started? I remember you told me.
Yeah.
Project. Go ahead.
Yeah. So how we got started was I had before I got into this in 2009, I owned a mobile fitness business. We started it, went into debt, and I lost my ass off on it. I just wasn't, and that's one thing people got to understand. If they want to have a successful business, they have to both be, in the beginning, starting out like we do, you have to be not only operations smart, but you have to be business smart, especially if you're going to grow it, because the mental aspect of the whole thing is way worse than the physical aspect. And I've learned that the hard way 3 times over. So, my first go around 2009, I just wasn't ready. Mentally, I wasn't ready. I wasn't strong enough to overcome the what seemed like miniature hurdles now compared to what we face. So it failed, man. It failed miserably. And I put me and my family in about a $30,000 rut with it, which isn't a lot, but man, whenever you ain't making money, it's a ton. And so back then in 2009, I bought an enclosed trailer, and that's how we started. I had a F-150 and an enclosed trailer. So that first job that I had, the trailer was only rated for like 1,500 pounds. So I knew that the trailer wasn't going to load the tote tank and the materials and everything. So I actually had my F-150. I got with Granger and bought a squeegee and a push broom, and then I got with a friend of mine that gave me a backpack blower. Let me borrow a backpack blower. I borrowed my neighbor's dual axle trailer, open end trailer, to put the tote tanks on there, and I drove it to a Sealmaster plant about 45 minutes away, and did the calculations. I was like, all right, I need 200 gallons of seal coat, and mixed it. And I found a boat paddle on my property, and that's what I used to stir the mix with. And I didn't have nothing to pump it out. So as I mixed it, I did like a 40-45% ratio. So I cut it a little thin back then. And when the mixture started getting too thick to where it wouldn't drain out the tote tank, I'd have to go back and mix it again, and then pour it into a 5-gallon bucket and start dumping it. And that was our first job, man. That's how we got started. I didn't have the blue truck and the white truck. I didn't have a trailer of my own. The tote tank, I literally, I called this guy down the road that had some tote tanks, and he wanted to sell me one for $100. I said, I don't have $100, but this is what I will do. I'll give you 125 if you let me have it. And as soon as I finish this job and get paid, I'll bring you the 125 bucks.
Damn,
so he actually was real cool, man. Yeah. When I finished it, I brought him the 125 bucks. He gave me 75 back. So he was like, no, just like, I commend you on actually being, pretty honest. So I ended up buying that thing for 50 bucks, and I had that tote tank for 2 years. I think I just didn't want to get rid of it.
Damn.
So it went out on many jobs with me.
Well, man, when you and I talk, when we've talked a little bit before, but this year at MPE and beyond, we really got to know each other and got to talk and hang out. And I was just kind of curious because I tried hooking up with you on Tuesday night and seeing where you were at, what we were up to, and we did finally get to connect a little bit later. And then Wednesday night, I had an event, and while I was doing my thing, I hear your name come over the loudspeaker, and all of a sudden, you're getting an award, the Pavement Award, and for me, seeing you and knowing that we've been in the same groups, kind of cut from the same cloth and everything else, dude, that felt like a win for all of us as contractors. I've known people that's won the awards, but it's never been no one at our level that I've actually seen and knew. So for me, I was super hyped, dude. I've left my booth where I was and come over and just was like, oh my God, dude, I can't believe it. So it was really cool to see your name, dude, up on the banner, and you and Kelly have something to be proud of. And then to see it on the award and see you get your picture taken, dude, I really liked it. How did you get from where you were to getting that award? And I know the award is a great step. I know you think like I do, and you're shooting for the next level. But I really want to figure out how you went from doing what you were doing to getting that award.
Funny thing about awards, man, is it's all show. It's what you Kelly has a beautiful way of writing really good things and taking amazing pictures. And at the end of the day, we work really hard, and that's, personally, that's what's important. We did face a lot of obstacles with that job. Mm-hmm. And Kelly turned something that I guess didn't seem as great at the time, and she started twisting these words and writing up this awesome novel on this fairy tale about how we made magic, and then we added it with the pictures, and we won. And what's cool about that award, I think, is it's an award that you have to earn. Mm-hmm. The large scale paving jobs, the small scale paving jobs, the large seal and the small seal, those are all jobs you have to earn. Right. The best on the internet, best marketing video, those are jobs you can really sub out, right? Which is really cool. And we are looking into maybe getting some better marketing videos going, but yeah, those are the jobs that the operators got to earn. They're not really, they're not really paid monetarily. They're paid with
suckers out to somebody, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you can, but it's your company that's doing it. You know what I mean? I mean, you're delegating your specific little jobs here and there to your guys that you have hired for your company versus saying, hey, dude, take some drone shots, do your pictures, and then put up a good video for us together so we can win this award to some other company, So I'm with you on that one and earning your stripes that way. But dude, you can't say, that it was Kelly's work and all this. It was. She did a great job writing and putting everything together, but you guys did the work. I mean, you guys did the effort, and the way that we view it, the way that some people view those jobs as pieces of art is different than the guys that are actually putting them together. Sometimes it's just a job that we got done, but I think that sometimes, and then all of a sudden we'll get to the end of that job and talk to the customer, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys did that. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think it's all about perspective as far as that goes. So what about the next level, man? Because I know we've talked about that, and I know we both have no idea like we're barreling through this thing like this, dude, to get to the next level and figure all this out, whether we're doing it the right way or the wrong way. But you're making moves. So what's the next level? What's your game plan, I guess, Kris? So I don't want to know how you do it or what you to divulge anything from Love's, but as far as what we can expect and what you want, I mean, elaborate a little bit.
I don't give a fuck, Marvin. I'm an open book, brother. I mean, I post, I think to date, I'm the only one that really posts something that makes sense on how us little guys need to bid jobs and everything. If you checked out my YouTube video not too long ago, where I'm going, I don't have the slightest idea. And the one thing I know is doing it how I'm doing it is harder, I think, than most ways. You have to worry about everything. It's a working capital. How do you get working capital? How do you reinvest, self-invest? How do you hire the right people that will protect your property? One man can't do everything and get to the next level. And that's something I've been very blessed with learning. And I said a little bit earlier about how I wasn't mentally ready in 2009 and 10, and even in 12 and 13, when I started my second business, I still wasn't mentally ready. I've probably put in hundreds of, if not thousands of hours in reading and listening to audiobooks and YouTube videos. And, while I'm working out or while I'm on the job site, seal coating or something, I'll have my headphones on, and 99.9% of the time it's an audiobook about business and how to make it bigger and how to invest and what steps to take and who to invest in and all that stuff. And a lot of people our size, smaller guys, they don't put in that work. And that's why they maintain at the size they do. And if they're happy with that, more power to them. But I'm not, man. And I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how much bigger I want to get. But, as of today, we have a project manager. We have one full crew. We have 3 office staff. And it's still not enough. At some point this year, when we get past this little hurdle with COVID-19, we're probably going to have to hire more people. Probably have to hire another on-site worker, another office staff. And it's, you go from paying a little guy, you go from paying $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year in labor to turn around paying $250,000 in labor each year, and it's scary whenever you're not used to those numbers. And I mean, there's people out there that's paying millions of dollars a year in labor, and I just don't know if I want that headache. So I don't know where I'm going. All I know is it is up at a very slow pace, and then who knows, maybe 5 years I won't even be in the asphalt business. I don't know where I'm going.
That's all right, man. That's all right. You don't got to know where you're going just to keep going. You know what I mean? That's kind of where, there's been times where we're at right now when it was scary for me to think about even making a certain amount of money, because once you get an idea of, if I hit this number, dude, I'm going to be in the shit, like, do I want to get into the shit? Well, if I am, I am. And now once you get there, it's like, it ain't so bad. The water's not completely freezing and it's not too hot. It's all right. I think I can handle it. But like you said, maybe in 5 years, I'm not even doing this. Maybe somebody comes along and says, Wisco's too big of a thorn in my side. Here's a check, do this or whatever. But I don't really want to get romantic with my businesses because I do, I do a lot. I hate the term serial entrepreneur in general, but I like to build and grind it out and really start to build it and do it the right way. And that's where I want to be. And I can see that's where you want to be too and what you do. And I think that's why we connect really well. One thing that I think we would be amiss if we don't talk about, I know you're busy. I'm packing in a couple podcasts today. I know we're short here with You and I podcast, and we really want to get in depth at some point. But I think we would be amiss if we don't talk about the COVID-19 in general and the adjustments. I made it through 08, 09 by going and working for another company while still doing Wisco, but I have a feeling this is a different monster. For us, we've already suspended one job, and we didn't even choose to suspend it. It just got suspended on us. That was a decent job for me and some smaller ones. Right now, we got some people that don't even want me to be out there bidding right now just to kind of feel things out. I hate it. I know you hate it. I know you and I go hard and we hustle our asses off every friggin' day. So for someone to kind of want to put a break on it, and for the government or whatever to go on, I don't even care about if you tell me what you're doing. What are you just thinking, dude? Because for me, I'm thinking the same as I did. I want to streamline stuff. I don't want so much overhead. I also want to go hard, but I don't want to overstep. This is my business. This is our livelihood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. So we in the last 4 days we've had 4 contracts, and I have a feeling a 5th one is going to come today, for probably and I hadn't done the math exactly, but one was $100,000 contract. One was $65,000, probably almost close to $200,000 in contracts postponed in the last 4 days. But luckily they're postponed. I've done a really good job of managing our funds. And that's just something that's super important. If you want to self-finance, self-invest, and keep going, you have to be very good with your money. And so far, I've done a pretty good job. And we're probably, even if we get shut down today, we could sustain for about 6 months, full payroll, and everything. Hopefully the government steps up and helps out a little bit on the unemployment. If that's the case, if it goes to that, we have, I don't know, we have one confirmed contract still. We have a couple who actually want to proceed now because their business is closed. So we're working on some contracts with that. And then the city still has us going out and doing some emergency patch jobs for them. Actually, when we get done here, that's where I'm going. I got to go meet with one of them. But, you know, it gets to the point to where you have to worry so much about it. My younger 20s self wants to just go sit by my pool and get drunk for the next month and let the good times roll. But, you know, my business side, the smart side takes control and says, no, motherfucker, you need to get out there and keep hustling. Because at the end of the day, man, what the beautiful thing about it is, so like I said, I do a lot of reading, and Tillman Fertitta is a huge inspiration to me, man, far more than all these other motherfuckers out there, really, because you got this self-made multi-billionaire private firm dude, and he grinded it out, and he did it so smart. He always says, you know, in hard times, be the bull, you know, but always expect the paddle coming for your ass. And he says, when times get hard, that's when we eat, you know, you eat the weak. And so I think what I plan on doing is quadrupling down on my business and actually going into a good amount of debt to reamp my business while the market's slow. I look at doing some major investing while the market's slow. And try to eat the weak, man. I hope a lot of my competitors around here are shitting on themselves, and it's time for me to grow. I think that's where we're going to go. It's still so new, but at the end of the day, fucking life ain't nothing but choices, and I ain't scared to gamble. So that's probably what's going to happen is I'm going to quadruple down on my business, take out a good size loan while the interest rate's low, invest in some stock markets, double down on my equipment, my manpower, buy some new trucks, stuff like that. So, but that's to be determined in the next week or so.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in that same ballpark too. I have a feeling, you know, we want to eat every summer when I'm ready to go. We're ready to just outwork and outproduce everybody to try to get to the end and be the top dog at the end of the rope. I have a feeling we still want to be the top dog at the end of the rope. But if it has to be by outlasting, then we're going to outlast the same way. You know, we have enough to function probably for a year if we had to. And if I have to not eat for a year, if I have to just chill and, you know, stay the same as far as personal finance wise so that the business keeps going and outlasting everybody, I'm willing to do it. Because when they want to call somebody and we're one of the only ones left to call, if not the only one left to call, I have a feeling it's going to pay back dividends. And we're probably doing the same thing. If we can take advantage of a low interest loan where it's supposed to be out there, I'm doubling up. I'm going to move out of this little office. And when you come visit, you're going to be at a big fucking office in the shop more than likely, bro. So
just put me a cot in the back. And I like
Fireball.
Jim Beam Devil's Cut, please.
I got you. All right, Devil's Cut. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, most definitely will. So before we leave and get done, I'll let you go do your thing. I know you're busy today. Why don't you hit people up with where they can find you and Love's Asphalt Solutions as far as social media wise?
My website's www.lovesasphaltsolutions.com. I believe I'm on Instagram under Love's Asphalt Solutions and on Facebook at Love's Asphalt Solutions. And find me at LinkedIn. I don't know, none of them.
Christopher Love. On LinkedIn, I know it.
My social media shit, man. LinkedIn, I think it's Christopher
YouTube.
Love or Kris Love with a K. Man, I think I'm on YouTube at Kris, Kris Love.
Oh, I'm gonna find you. I'll definitely put it on because I know
I'm horrible at social media, man. Yeah, for as much social media as I do, and anybody that follows me on social media knows, look, do not have thin skin when you listen to me on social media. I my biggest thing is the day I die, I want to be known as the realest motherfucker out there. This without
If you have me speak, I
a
promise
doubt,
I
man.
will
I
say
was,
that.
a broke homeless boy at one point. Huh?
If you have me speak when you die, because you're a little bit older than me, so you're probably gonna go first. I'll go ahead. I'll say that. I believe it. So and I know it. So I'll say it.
I'm gonna tell you something, Marvin. I'm like fine wine, motherfucker. I get better with age. But yeah, that's it, man. I just want everybody to know that I was once a broke homeless boy that was in trouble. I did my time in the military and I worked my ass off, man, and I never held back any punches. So some people like me, some people don't like me. I don't give a fuck either way. But my main goal in life is to build an empire for my family, to help as many people as I can. By showing them that the struggles, people can get through the struggles, and as long as you work and take advice from true people, not these fake motherfuckers that's out there, but from true people
Right.
who has fought through the hard times. I'd say I'd live a pretty good goddamn life, bro.
Good, man. Good. That's why I like it. So when we get through all this and we're done through whatever the hell all this is and we're standing there, you can bet your ass I'll be having Maker's Mark, probably Maker's 46. You have Devil's Cut. We'll just go ahead and cheers and keep grinding on and keep going even farther and farther and farther. So that's it. Kris, dude, thank you so much for being on the podcast. We're going to do another one at some point that's not remote, so there won't be any lag or any of that shit. It's just going to be you and I sitting on some decent ass microphones, probably sipping whiskey next time. Probably. I'm almost can guarantee that.
I'd say let's do that, man. Let's the next go around, maybe when it slows down a bit. Look, maybe we may be able to do something better in a couple of weeks, that we actually have some downtime.
Oh,
And
no worries, man. I'm gonna come down and see you at some.
if we do get shut down, man, yeah, fuck, let's do it, dude. Look, I'm building a. Are we still cutting, or are you done with that?
No, we're still going. You're still rolling. You're still rolling. Don't divulge any secrets yet. Make sure.
Fuck, I thought I was going.
Make sure.
All right, but yeah,
secrets.
We're going to we got a pool house. So that new house that we moved into, we got a pool house. The only thing that it doesn't have is a bathroom in it. So we're gonna put a bathroom in it, dude. So fuck, anytime you come down, bro, you'll have a whole little man cave to yourself, or bring your family or whatever, dude. We got enough room, bro. So I'm blessed. I'm excited that we finally got something that we have to grow into. So
cool, very cool. All right, Kris Love's Asphalt Solutions award winner, social media connoisseur of all platforms, but known specific, and great content creator. I really appreciate you being on the podcast. Next time we do it bigger, better, I promise. As always, I know Kris wants you to, and I definitely seal it, stripe it, pave it, and kill it.